Extreme fear in the markets. Is this going to be a possible buy signal for us? We're going to be looking at that, and we're going to be looking at the levels that could possibly get us into this extreme fear zone. So you're going to leave the stream today, guys, with BTC setups. You're also going to leave here with at least 3 or 4 altcoin setups. Let's go. Guys, and remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, and hit the subscribe. It is a lovely Tuesday today because it's nice and red again, okay? And guess what we got here? We got Mr. Muscles in the house wearing the appropriate shirt. I'm wearing
disgusting.
I went with lickies. Yeah, I went with lickies today.
It is proper lickies.
It's proper filth. And look who's here in his black shirt today. Yesterday, he invalidated. Yes, sir.
Thank you
so much.
The green shirt has officially been invalidated. And
Inverse James.
Okay.
For 3 hours, we spoke about your T-shirt, James, today in the chat.
Well, it's nice. Okay, it's nice. The boys are wearing the chart hackers gear and all the appropriate gear at the moment. You can see we're nice and red today. Okay, so Jay's going to bring us some gold stuff. He's going to bring us dupe, and we got tons of altcoins and things we're going to deal with here today. Now, tell me why these old shit coins are all pumping. Dash privacy narrative doing things. ICP, funnily enough, is part of the privacy narrative. I might have a short setup coming for you guys today, but I'd say overall we got into a space where we were looking at a couple of bounces today, and we did get a few bounces. We've got dominance turning red. We got Bitcoin going to possibly some fresh lows as well, but these alts are kind of sitting on a knife edge here. Are we going to get a little bounce out of the market? Okay, let's go into BTC, and then let's get into the news and things. So Bitcoin absolutely ball herring here at the moment. This is the long that I took a little bit earlier here. I took that sweep of these lows, which is what I was looking for earlier today, and they gave us quite a nice pump, and it looked like we were out of the woods. We had a beautiful pump there on BTC, a 1.8%, and now they've done the full round trip. So as we stand, I'm still in that long position. I am still waiting to see what comes next. I am liking the 2-hour divergence print. You can see we are failing, possibly divergence failing again. What does that mean for us? That means we print a new low on price, and we probably print some more spider webs on the divergence here at the lows. So in terms of interim levels, I'm long right here. Okay, what you can do, for example, is if you start closing below this candle low, so around about 102.760, if we start closing below there, maybe it's a cut zone, but this candle's going to close in quite a while here. So maybe you want to go down to maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour time frame if you want to play that game. And I am obviously looking for a little bit more. Now, in terms of big rejection zones here for us, we're looking at 105.460. I'm looking at 106.700. These are nice rejection zones here. And anybody who's still saying we need to remain bearish, well, these are the premium zones for me that I want to see Bitcoin reject off, and obviously alts at corresponding rejection zones. Okay, so not a massive fan of trying to short on support, especially when our oscillators are looking like this. So, you know, typically I am looking for a little bit more of a move to the upside, and obviously for longs, we look for those dumps to the downside. Okay, so right now, 102.760, you can use that. Then we've got our wick low from October 10th, the nightmare. Can you believe we are back here already, and that is floating around this 100K region? Now we're going to look at the higher time frame, and we're going to talk about a couple of deeper levels here on this guy. But this is essentially where we're at the moment and what I am looking at. So let's just jump into some of the news stuff as well. November going really nicely so far, -5%, and we had October and go fuck yourself Vember, or whatever they called it, and now it's -5%. So it's early days. Obviously, I'd love to see some kind of miraculous recovery, and all those mooners out there, full moon around the corner, right? Aren't we going to pump now? What are we, 4th of November? We've seen multiple situations early in the month. Every single month we get some kind of dumpage, and then we get some kind of move back to the upside. Trovius, I would believe Atom is possibly going back to zero again. Let's talk some lickies here and see what's going on at the moment. Now, this number was filthy just now. It was 1.3 billion, and James was getting super excited. I could actually see my phone shaking from James's excitement just now, but it's dropped down to about 800 million now. And it's happened really quickly. So we obviously had a monster flush earlier because it centered at 1.3. And look, it's still a massive number at the moment. And this is basically how everyone's day has been, especially those who woke up this morning and to deal with things. That was literally me in the shower this morning, looking at some of my positions. And K-Lion says he's holding the virtual long. I've got that for you guys. We are going to cover that one still. Now, can you believe this? That the Trump insider is even getting wrecked. I mean, how's this? With a 100% win rate, he just got fully liquidated on his longs. I mean, congratulations, sir. I mean, even the insiders are getting rinsed here at the moment. They can't even call this market as things stand. Yeah, what do you make of that, James? Does that make you feel better?
I feel better knowing that everybody's getting rinsed. It's not just us little guys. You know what I mean? But that's a hard pill to swallow. You make 30 and lose 45. It's like,
that's a big number. My God. But I mean, I actually feel quite bad that they always put Trump's son here. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean he's the insider. I feel
that's
like
just the going thing.
It's a little bit, I feel bad for the guy, okay? Because he might not know anything about crypto, right? Okay, so guys, this is the big news, okay? This is the big thing we're talking about, the fear and greed index. And how many times have we seen the situation when we start hitting extreme fear? You get max bears in the market, you get max drama in the market, everybody is exiting, you're getting all the FUD everywhere, everybody is feeling so negative. And what we've seen is some of the biggest reversals I've ever seen in the market come when the fear and greed index drops into the teens. Now we're talking anything between say 10 and 19, somewhere around there. That normally gives us some epic sized reversals in the market. I do remember a very critical moment once where we were at 16. And that was actually a big day because we had a monster reversal in the market. And James, he was my barometer at the time. He wanted lower. After that, he was getting greedy. And I remember that moment. They sent us immediately after that. They pumped to the upside. James, is this time different, sir?
I mean, I don't know how that's not lower. Based on the sentiment that I'm seeing out there, all the capitulation all over Twitter, that this should be much like single digits based on what I'm seeing. Maybe it's a lagging indicator. Might catch up tomorrow. We've
seen this before where we were like amazed because the market was absolutely shitting the bed. Bitcoin was okay. Fear and greed was at like 25 and alts were going to 0. I think if there was an altcoin index, we'd be at about 5, I would say, at the moment.
And that's true. This is based on Bitcoin. Yeah.
So guys, literally for me, the buy signal is going to be, when we drop into the teens and our 4-hour RSI is decimated to the downside. We've seen this before. We've seen this movie before. I think we are going to be around the corner from something like that. April low was at 10. Remember that? Oh yes, April low. That was a pretty dark day. Okay. Also, the stock market, guys, that is also sitting in fear in spite of it being at all-time highs. Look at that. Also sitting in fear. So everybody is shitting themselves all over the place. And the big news at the moment that is possibly causing a little bit of uncertainty in the market is this tariff court case that is coming up tomorrow. Now, I'm sure is this the Supreme Court? Is this the final court?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I really don't see that they're going to go against him on this. And Besant was saying, he's like, oh, they gave Obama a lot of leeway with Obamacare, this, that. I don't see that they can take away this sort of presidential power. If they do, though, man, it's going to be really ugly.
Yeah, there's going to be a problem because the U.S. are going to have to pay back a lot of...
It's about $200 billion is roughly what they brought in that would have to be paid back.
And they're going to have to unwind everything, okay, including all, oh my God, it's like an admin nightmare. Okay, anyway, so we've had a little dip in the market. Let's see where we are. The S&P did hit my buy zone, so I took the long on BTCC. So I played the bounce here on the S&P. The level was 4,768. They have pinged that zone, so I have taken that long. Okay, so we locked in a bounce zone there, a little bit green at the moment. Let's see if the lows can hold. The exit plan for me is going to be a close under the low, so we'll keep it really nice and simple. I see Mia is still trading core at the moment. She's loving that thing. That's her new hobby, is some core trading. And then Palantir hit a big zone. I did drop that in the Chart Hackers Discord earlier today. We had a big gap down and that looked like a possible scalp buy opportunity there for me. So we're going to look at that Palantir as well. Let's just talk about gold here, and Jay's actually got a gold chart for us. We are going to be discussing that, but quite interestingly, gold funds posted a record 7.5 billion in net outflows. Okay, so everybody is running away from gold at the moment, and it's terrible to say exactly as predicted, but it's exactly as predicted. And now obviously, for me as a bigger swing sort of trader on gold, I'm looking for much lower, and I'm quite interested to see what Jay is looking at here and what his plan is, because Jay does a lot of our daily scalping in the 𝗨𝗪𝗏𝗃's Discord. He takes 300 odd members for a ride every single day, and they scalp gold and they scalp the Nasdaq and BTC. So I'm quite keen to see what you got cooking here in your gold kitchen, because I'm sitting waiting patiently for lower. What are we doing here, boss?
Yeah, so currently for gold, yes, it is very bearish, as you mentioned. If you were very right, everyone kind of teased you a little bit, trying to short the top, but we did have that 9 sequential week topping candle, and now we've had that bearish engulfing now as well on the weekly. So on the higher time frame, yes, totally bearish now, and we are under that 4,080 level around here, guys. So super bearish. VWAPs are on the downward trend. But in terms of a daily scalp on gold currently right now, I'm going to be looking for a rejection into POC here. So we have this lovely trend line here, and every time gold has come back into the value area high, rejection, just multiple reject. It just doesn't seem to get over the psychological level. So this is the 618 and 707 fib, guys, with the trend line here, anchored VWAPs from the all-time high, as well as our POC for this range. So the entry for gold, guys, is around 401 to around 410 on gold, and I'll be trying to short to that swing low, which is around 3,915. But obviously, this is just a daily trade, guys. There is more downside possibly to still come on gold. One of the targets is around 3,800, and then obviously the bigger level, I'm not too sure if we'll get there yet, but ever hopeful we'll get around that 3,500 maybe on gold.
Look, that'll be a nice little bounty there for us. Okay, so guys, there's the play. If you want to trade some gold with us in the 𝗨𝗪𝗏𝗃's Discord, well, you can jump in. You can go to the show link in the show description. There's a link for the 𝗨𝗪𝗏𝗃's Discord, and you can come if you want to scalp some gold. Remember, we do a couple of other things there other than just shit coinery, okay? Pre-Black Friday sale, yeah, but they must end it at some point so that we can at least stop going lower. I don't want a constant discount. Now, let's talk about this Palantir. So the results came out, pretty decent results from what I understand, and they've got now a 7% gap down after yesterday's peak. So I was thinking this morning, James, we forgot to play the stocks earnings casino yesterday. We were supposed to be long or short at the top, and we never selected the move. But
so you didn't take that trade?
Oh. No, I only bought the long now. So we didn't. We were supposed to select one on the show yesterday, and then we were going to go for long or short based on what the audience wanted.
Because they beat earnings, and then their earnings call, they've increased their earnings expectations across the board for the next quarter. Everything was as good as could be expected, and dump. And that was a big correction. Big.
Okay, so what we do know is 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is heavily short on Palantir and NVIDIA as well. And look, maybe a lot of the people tend to follow his thought process too. But, for what I was looking for, we gapped down. For me, it felt like an opportunity that we could get a little buy in. So I did drop this setup in my stock section in the 𝗨𝗪𝗏𝗃's Discord earlier today. And 10% gap down. I have tried to catch this bounce. Let's see if we get a little bit of energy out of this thing, but a little bit green at the moment and not a big size, but just looking for a little bit of fun here on this Palantir. So let's see. It's not something I'm going to hold on to for that long. You can see we might just have a gap to close there up to about 200 maybe. Let's see if this thing gives us a little bit of a move. Now, Gumshoe says 400k Bitcoin sold by whales in October. Bitcoin didn't even dump below 100k. I mean, I suppose that's relatively bullish. There's a lot of money buying up the Bitcoin dump by OG whales, and that's something to note, he says. Now, we know a lot of these OG guys have been emptying their wallets, the long-term holders. And I mean, is it fair to say that it's been relatively bullish, I guess?
Considering the amount of sell pressure, that's not bad at all, really, because I've been seeing that tons of people following these old wallets that are 12 years old, whatever, that are selling off. Finally, at this point, they've been holding the entire time. They're taking heavy profits, but it's getting bought up.
Well, guys, this is the deal, okay? And now you see on the tile of the show what I was talking about. I was saying when this fear and greed hits into the teens, and you saw on my tile, we're looking at about 98K here on BTC. Let's take a look why this is such a big level that we've been covering now for the last while. And, you know, sometimes you look at these things and you think they're never going to get there. You just wait and you just wait. And remember, these fibs are like absolute magnets. And when you combine it with a lot of other confluence here, oh my God, literally going to get rinsed here, bro. We're going to get rinsed on that Bitcoin long. 100K is our 0.5 fib. Look at that. And we've got a wick here from the Coinbase chart sitting at 90. What are we sitting at? 98,300. So there we are. That will be a clean out of the wick. And let's, for good measure here, because this is quite an ugly looking candle. So let's, for good measure, let's bang out our 618. Okay. And what I suggest here, nothing wrong with a little stink bid at 94,203. Okay, 94,203. Get your stink bids in here in case there is a second wick on this on BTC. But right now, guys, you can see we're looking at 100 to 98K. That's been a big level for me over the last while. If we do decide to dump through that, 94,203, guys. Okay, get ready with your stink bids. Maybe we're going to get a nice little pump on these things. Okay, so wow, that's looking a little bit rough here. We might have to cut. We might have to cut that long here unless we get a reversal pretty soon. Things are looking a bit stiff. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's talk lickies and 24-hour again. We got the same situation where like we just keep flushing out to the downside. They keep coming back and the lickies levels just keep going up. Okay, long story. And it's just the same story every single day. You can see there's a build up here. We're pretty much down to about 102K. And then upside, you can see 105 looking interesting here if they do want to push us a little bit higher. Okay, so that is that story there. Let's get into some of these altcoins. Now, what you're going to see from me, we're talking the dominance. We're going to cover some altcoins, ETH and SOL. Then we're looking at a lot of the trade setups from yesterday. And I've got a couple of setups that I'm looking for shorts as well. And a couple of longs on these altcoins. Okay, so we're going to deal with a ton now and stick around. Now, Syed says, did you forget to like the show? Guys, if you like the show, hit the like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe. Okay, you know what to do. And remember, I brought muscles in as well. And if you like muscles, hit the like. I mean, you know, you got to hit the likes. Okay. And Jay is actually bringing us a setup on dupe. Okay. So we might get a little entry here pretty shortly. Now, but Ben Cowan, Mr. Happiness, he's quite happy that BTC is now, dominance is now finally pushed above 60%. And he was right. I mean, he's been calling it for a very long time. But the one thing working in our favor at the moment for altcoins is the fact that we are getting a little rejection. Dominance is nice and red, and that is pretty much saving our bacon at the moment on some of these altcoins. The last thing we want to see with Bitcoin falling over like it is printing new lows is dominance pumping, because that means our altcoins are printing new lows. So the reason a lot of these altcoins might be holding their levels for now is because we are seeing dominance pushing down, and that is busy saving the day for us on some of these altcoins. Interesting question. Are alts going to zero? Possibly. I mean, we saw Atom go to zero there at one point. And Dom says, smash the when button. And I'm trying to work on a couple of entries here for you guys, but there's a when entry button. Let's see if we can get one here for you in a second. And there's love in the air. Do they love Jay's guns or do they love me? Let me know, James. What's the story there? Okay, so guys, in terms of dominance, 61% rejection zone. So that is your market bounce zone. Typically, if we blow through that area, we're looking at the next market bounce zone at around about that 200-day moving average. That is 61.75%. Okay, so as long as dominance is red, you might be okay on some of these altcoins. And this is where we're going to get a market bounce. Well, not where we're going to get a market bounce. This is where we hope we're not going to have to change our underpants. Okay, because if we blow through here on USDT dominance, I think we're in a spot of trouble. So we want to see a market bounce at 5.52%. This is USDT dominance. Remember, every time we reject it, that is good for the market. Market go pumpy. Every time we pump higher, market go dumpy. Okay, so it's a very interesting system that happens here, but this is hopefully where we don't have to change our undies. So 5.52% is what we're going to be looking at now. And in terms of altcoin casino here, we've had quite an interesting ride with some of these. Let's just take a look. Let's just take a look where we are here. Oh my God, look at this. Jelly AIA and ARC still pushing hard today. And what was that? The AI rig complex, or whatever this ARC situation is. But possible scenarios here. So I'm playing around in an ARC short. Why am I doing it? Well, a couple of reasons. One, I'm a little bit mentally retarded. And number two, this is a big order block here to the upside. This is a VWAP from the highs, and this is our 200-day moving average. So right now I am looking at some kind of rejection in this area. So I've started a small short in this area. I am looking, possible squeeze here, and then some kind of dump later on. So for me, my exit plan is going to be a close above 0.0316. A close above 0.0316 is most likely the cut zone for me. I've got a very small position running on this ARC. Remember what we're looking for when we are playing the altcoin 4-hour heat map casino. We are looking for that little squeeze and then a nice big dump. Sometimes they dump you 20%, 25%, and that is where a small position can really come in handy in terms of getting under pressure. But then you get a 25% dump in a couple of hours. And it turns out pretty good. And Azza says he feels like he's been robbed. As I think all of us feel like we've been robbed. I mean, look at our shirts. Mine says lickies. Jay says disgusting. And James has got invalidated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all going down here. I'm feeling a bit invalidated right now. I mean, especially if Bitcoin drops here while I'm live and I don't have a stop loss. Okay, like I'm literally going to be invalidated here. Okay, Jay, stick around. Let's keep here. Unstoppable, guys. I'm unstoppable. Okay, this jelly, guys. I'm actually I do a lot of dumb shit, but I'm a little bit too edgy to even try this thing. You can see this thing is obviously ripping on the 4-hour heat map. You can see this thing. It's not something I want to touch. I don't have much data. This is kind of when they launched it and it just fell over. So I'm staying away from this jelly for now. Not really something I want to play in. Now, let's get into the alts, guys. I've got ETH, I've got Sol, and then we're going to tackle Zcash, ZK. We're talking 𝗨, 𝗨𝗶, all these other fun things. Jay's got some dupe for you as well. So, look, overall, ETH on the daily, it's a ball here. I mean, that's the safest way to explain this thing at the moment. We've got big levels here, 3,360. You can see this ties in with the lows. It ties in with the trend. It ties in with a 200-day moving average on the daily, and it ties in with a terribly oversold oscillator here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divergence prints already. Most likely going to print another one at some point as well. So ETH is crying for some buyers, but the buyers just aren't stepping in here at the moment. But in terms of anyone sitting with ETH, as long as we are above this 200-day MA, you can have some kind of bullish argument. But if we start closing below 3,360, you might find yourself in a situation where, we drop a little bit lower here, they pump us up, but then they send us absolutely straight to hell over the next 30 days potentially, and things could get relatively ugly. So, the sooner we can get above this 200-day MA, the better for me. And anyone who wants to try along, well, this is it. If you close under the 200-day MA, that's probably a reasonable exit plan here for ETH traders at the moment. Okay, but all around pretty messy. Oscillators aren't looking amazing here. They keep failing in terms of these divergences. One thing that is not failing is the Sol chart. Okay, and this thing seems to be just hanging on here as well. And why is it hanging on? And why did I give that long earlier today? Well, if you zoom out, and I'm going to show you now, it's finally hit a macro 618 fib. And when Solana or any one of these alts drops into a macro 618 fib, at the very least, you are going to get a reaction. At the very least, you are going to get some kind of bounce out of the market. And you can see Sol, relative to all the other alts, has actually held quite nicely today after all the drama. You can see right now, Bitcoin is printing new lows, and Solana is actually holding fort. And this could obviously be a good sign for us here. Once we can get Bitcoin to bottom out, maybe we can get some energy on some of these altcoins and they can start ramping it up. So right now for me, I'm sitting in the Sol long. Support is 156. That is a big support number here for us. Let's just zoom out quickly. I want to show you this macro 618. Remember the rules. When the shit hits the fan, all you need to do is zoom out and you look at where your macro fibs are, and look at that. The breaks come on at exactly this 156 they slam those brakes on and give us at least something to work with. They give us an area where we can at least make some rational decisions, and i.e. maybe take a couple of longs when things are rolling over, okay? And hopefully Sol reacts its way back to the 200. That would be nice. It would be a nice little reaction, okay? So long, so long. And guys, that's it. So 156, if we close under there, that is probably a reasonable cut zone. And in terms of my trades at the moment, it's literally looking like an absolute Christmas tree here. Bitcoin long getting absolutely rinsed. Bitcoin short still good. 𝗨𝗏 got a little short running. ARK short, it's fine, it's flat. Sol long, pump. Let's see what else we got. Link. I feel like I'm hanging on to Link because of this Link con. Like, am I deluded? Am I delusional here? James, do you think it's worth the energy? I mean, I just feel like it keeps sending me to zero this time.
We've also got the XRP conference, but I don't think conferences can do anything with this kind of price action. They're irrelevant at the moment. If things were bullish, maybe, but right now, I don't think that matters.
It's rough. Okay, so guys, Brett short, I have added a bit to that. I'm going to show you a little bit. I'm going to show you guys a couple of tricks on lower time frames if you want to hunt lower time frame shorts. Generally, I like to see the bigger moves. Obviously, the smaller time frame shorts come with more risk, and as the smaller time frame longs, obviously. And is virtual back at support? This is not what I want to hear. Let's take a look. Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. Virtual's okay, guys. Okay, so Hype's done really nicely off the 786 after rinsing me yesterday. Look at that. I took a $1,300 loss on Hype. I'm still fighting. I'm still living to fight another day here on this Hype at the moment. XRP short. Yeah, I mean, no reason to do anything with that thing. we got
revenge, finally.
I love it.
It was all worth it.
You know what? They can come and lickies me all day, but if I'm sitting in the XRP short, I just feel like I feel so happy. I feel so proud of myself. Okay, let's go. Let's talk a couple of things. So guys, let's go Zcash. Let's see what the story is. And Tony wants to know Sol at 140. That is the next fib. I think the next fib's 130 or something along those lines. But now, guys, why is Zcash getting so much attention? This isn't new information. Like Zcash is Bitcoin, but better. Have fun being surveilled. But like, okay, I mean, yeah, I like, again, fundamental guys. You want to tell me exactly what the story is here? Because if I buy Zcash, you know, from my wallet or my exchange, the exchange knows who I am and they know where I'm sending it. So I don't know. Yeah. Like, I'll just trade these shit coins rather. Okay, yeah. We'll just trade them. But there's your bull case, and now the whole privacy narrative, guys. Look at this. Weekly top gainers. Dash is killing it. ZK sync. Why is official Trump part of privacy meta? No, what's going on here? I mean, we know Dash and ZK are the leaders. No, it's obviously not. But then we can see some other performers here. Zcash, funny enough, hasn't been as good as this Dash has, and I must say I'm quite sad that I missed the Dash explosion. Like, I didn't even dare look at that thing as an option. Did you catch this thing, bro?
I didn't actually catch it. We were trying to get the short, and then I basically forgot about the long. It went to like, I think $150 today or something. It did crazy move today.
So filthy. And obviously the other narrative here at the moment, guys, is robotics and AI season. Now, the desperation of crypto to constantly find a new narrative so that all four of us, or all 4,000 of us, can like go like bees and try and long the shit out of something. And are there 4 people left in crypto? Like, maybe there's a bit more. Yeah, maybe. I mean, but like, here's the latest narrative. So robotics and AI season. Okay, so Codec, Flow, RoboStack, Virtuals wangles itself into pretty much every narrative at the moment. It's all over the place here. So we're gonna tackle these. So let's start with Zcash. The question I asked today in the Chart Hackers Discord, and I'm going to ask Jay as well, is the narrative going to end at 500 or 630? Let's go back in time on Zcash. Look at this. 25th of December 2017. I don't even remember this thing doing that. No. Then, okay, then we go the next bull market. When were we? May 21. Okay, and now what's your view on the Zcash? Is it the next Bitcoin? Is it the next narrative?
I don't know. People are talking like it's the new next Bitcoin now. It's the new privacy narrative. It does give me the vibe of how Bitcoin used to be many years ago. But other than that, it's just, for me, it's open interest that is moving it right now. Whales are buying it, whales are selling it. And in a few days' time, a new pretty girl will come along and something else will pump along. So,
how many other narratives have we had like this along the way? AI agents, the memes.
No, but this time is different, James.
Right.
This time is different. Sorry, Soz.
Next week's XRP, James. So
there's a good reason for this, right? People are concerned about the whole privacy issue. I get it, but I don't see that the hype's going to last on this.
Okay. So, guys, there you go. It's not going to last. Okay. Every single bull market, people felt the same. Look at the spikes on the chart. You do the maths. Okay. You do the maths. Is this time different? Maybe. Okay. Do I believe this time is different? No. Okay. So 500 and 630, these are major danger zones on ZEC. And yeah, I think we're gonna very soon start moving into trying and grab some of these shorts. Now, here is your first idea for you guys that I think could be something. Okay, for example, those of you that do a little bit of TA, you probably know what a head and shoulders is, and there's a possible opportunity here. Not saying it's going to guarantee you that this thing's going to go to zero, but there's a possibility here that if we do bounce off the zone and things start dying down, we get this beautiful drop here to the downside. So I want to give you guys a couple of options here as to what I'm watching. Number one, if you're looking for a bounce on Zcash, you can see the 2-hour oscillator has got work to do. It's got to drop to the downside still. And, you know, is that going to be on 370 or is that going to be on 335? I do suspect both of them can give you a bounce. Okay, so 370, 335, both look interesting to me in terms of a bounce. If we do bounce, there's a possible short here for you at 440. Okay, so it's going to look something like this, and you got to give it a little bit of breathing room here, because you can see I've got an undercarriage there as well. So you want to take about 3 to 4%. You want to start with a very small size, and if that is going to be a lower high, this could turn into be quite a nice trade that can possibly send you, you know, at least to that wick at about 299. Okay, so possible long 370, possible long 335, and a short worth trying 440. Okay, guys, there you go. Don't go massive size. Give yourself about 3% leeway on this thing and give it a crack. Okay, so try and lock in the longs, try and lock in the shorts there. Guys, remember, all these charts, they go into the Chart Hackers Discord for you directly after the show. And those of you that are interested in some of the indicators that you see me doing some TA with, I'm going to show you what the hot zones indicator did on ZK for us yesterday. Okay, because those of you that took ZK with me, you did a 30% move on leverage. Jay, did you catch some ZK yesterday?
Yep, sure, a little bit, yeah. Did take some profits a bit early though.
Proper ripper. We went 30% move on the ZK yesterday off the support, and I want to show you guys something very cool. Okay, so I've got this thing called the hot zones indicator. What is the hot zones indicator? Well, in summary, if you go do my accelerator trading course, I teach you how to build reaction zones. I teach you how to build hot zones. These are essentially areas where the price is going to react. I don't guarantee that it's going to go to the moon or whatever off these areas, but I do know for certain that we get reactions off these zones, and they are called hot zones. Now, my hot zones are made up of multiple points of confluence, and what we did was develop a combination of all of these things to make your life a lot easier. And you can obviously get that in the accelerator course, but now you can also get it from me in the show. And if you're a Chart Hackers member, you can get it in the Discord. Okay, so I just wanted to show you something cool with the ZK move yesterday, because I didn't actually show you guys this one yesterday, and it was built off a high confluence bounce zone for me, and I want to show you what the hot zone indicator did. So basically, it combines all my points of confluence together, and it prints you signals. Okay, number one, if it gives you the eggplant, you know that that's an absolute disgusting banger. And in fact, this thing hasn't let me down once that I can remember. Then we've also got our order block here. It tells you if there's a bullish order block. It tells you when the price is there. It tells you if the oscillator is oversold, and it can print you a buy signal as well. So when you get the eggplant coming at you, like, you know that you need to start pushing buttons, or at least taking on a little bit of risk in a zone like that. Okay, and so I just wanted to show you guys what an absolute banger this was when you get the eggplant. You can see the eggplant goes away when it's not in the zone anymore, and it's your sign to stay away. Okay, so it drops in the zone, you get your eggplant, and then off she goes. Okay, so that was a massive move that we got. I mean, it's funny, it looks so small on the screen here, but this thing was a decent size pumpage. Look at that, 30% move. Okay, so there you go. There's your hot zone indicator, and this is now part of the Chart Hackers Essentials. So you can either buy it on the show, in the show doc. You go under the show, click on more, or alternatively, if you are a Chart Hackers member already, you get a discount. It's if you are in Chart Hackers, you actually get these indicators for 49, not 69. Okay, so there's a benefit obviously to being in the Chart Hackers Discord. Wow, holy shit! It's time to long Tao. It's time to long to wow. Okay. So what have I missed here? Is the market capitulating while I'm talking? I mean,
is staying the same.
Is staying the same, except for 𝗏𝗏. Guys, this is long time. Okay, me love you long time here on 𝗏𝗏. Okay, let's long time this thing. Okay, so we got that short running. We're moving into an order block now. So let's now move into trying to get some kind of long action here on 𝗏𝗏s here. Let's go 7. Let's go with 7.5. We get a starter order in here. Okay, we're going to buy that portion there. And now what we want to see is we want to see this 𝗏𝗏 drop into our 388 region. Okay, that is just going to be above our 786 fib. You can see our 2 hour is starting to give us some reversal signs here as well, and looks like we're going to get some kind of bounce. Okay, so this thing, I'm not expecting anything too serious here in terms of bounces. Let's see where this thing drops now. Let's see where this thing eventually finishes. But basically looking at this 𝗏𝗏, if it's going to bounce here, you're probably going to get some kind of bearish retest, and then they're going to come and send this thing much lower. Again, I can't tell you how high this thing's going to bounce. Hopefully it doesn't just rip through the zone, but that is essentially what we could be experiencing now in the next couple of minutes. This is actually disgusting what these people put us through. These what are these market makers doing? Like
today it was terrible. Today it was terrible.
They're ruining people's days. Like this is fucking mad. Okay, Jay, give us a trade, bro.
Sure.
I'm logging on Tao. Let's see what's going on here.
So I was trying to look for altcoins that just said something, you know, like they aren't literally making lower lows and lower lows. You know, just trying to look for something that's holding a little bit of strength. And as you mentioned about Sol, you know, bouncing off that macro 618, that's why I looked at 𝗬𝗰. You know, it's kind of holding okay. We do have at least 2 4-hour bullish candles over here, so it did move up a little bit. So it is on a trend line here and a 786. So I thought that you might really like this one, 786 and trend. And we are in a 4-hour bullish order block as well. So if you use the chart prime indicators that we've got here as well, you will see that we have this really nice order block here, 786 and trend. There is a little bit lower order I would also like to add as 2 orders into my 𝗬𝗰 trade, and this is the value area low. So that every time that you can see that 𝗬𝗰 has come back to the zone, it has had quite a really nice bounce off this little orange line here. That's the value area low of the trading range. So we've had the breakout of the trend from the high, and now I'm looking for that bullish retest into the order block, tapping that value area low, and then trading back into the 0.5 fib. And this is also our anchored VWAP from this pivot high. So yeah, this is the trade I got for you guys. The entry on 𝗬𝗰 will be on that 786, so it'll be 34,091, and then the next order I would like you to put in is 33,235. So it's around 2.5% difference between the 2 orders, guys, and then you'll have around 2.5% stop loss on this trade.
There you go. Short and sweet, but he absolutely nailed it. Okay, so guys, we'll make sure this 𝗬𝗰 chart is also in the Chart Hackers Discord for you directly after the show. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a more detailed 𝗏𝗏 chart here for you guys, including a couple of exit zones. But you can see right now, if we close about below 380, probably a decent cut zone, and then lower down, guys, if you close under that 200-day MA, about 362. So if it does start flushing through, guys, there's a possible next bounce at about this 360 region. Okay, if it blows through, look at about 360 as your backup zone. Now let's jump into a couple of things. Is it time to short ICP? This thing is absolutely ripping, but I'm not comfortable yet until we're tapping some macro fibs. And you can see right here that 382 fib at 6.69 is looking like a nice danger zone for me. So for me, looking at this thing, there could be one more squeeze on this ICP. If they do come and squeeze this thing higher, I think this is a premium short zone here. For me, I sound like chaos when I say premium, but you can do something like that. And I should say it in my British accent.
Yeah,
and 𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 from zero, because there could be some nice upside there from that zone. So guys, there's a possible ICP short 6.69. Give yourself breathing room. Okay, this thing could squeeze pretty hard, but you got VWAP, you got 382, a lot going on in that area. This oscillator super overcooked on multiple time frames. Okay, so 6.69 looks like a zone there of interest. Let's jump into virtuals here quickly. And this was our when entry from yesterday. Dare I say this thing is still valid? Oh my god, this thing's just chopping us everywhere here. And we've got our divergence print there on the 45. Let's look at the 1 hour quickly and see what we can get here. Look, it is still looking like they are trying to reverse it. So what I did do, the one change I did make this morning was drop in chart hackers, like let's take profit, a little bit of profit at that 236 fib. And you can see why we are rejecting here at the moment at this 144. So right now, anyone in the virtual trade, options are stop at entry. You should be still a little bit green. Hopefully you grabbed a little bit of a TP at 144. And those of the diehards out there, a close under 1293 is going to be your exit zone. Okay, so you know, all things being well, we leave the trade as it is. Let's see if it can hold these types of levels. Let's talk hype as well. Oh god, here we go. Hype rejection. Everything's fucking rejecting.
Everything's rejecting.
Okay, so guys, here's your hype rejection zone. As you can see, it is rejecting now. 39.85. This was your danger zone that I was going to give you. Possible short zone there. So 3985, it's now rejecting in that zone. So what do you do if you are trading hype? Well, what you can do is you can look for another bounce at 36.87. You could easily see a second bounce in that region. Depends where Bitcoin eventually stops, but you could quite easily see something along those lines there for hype. 36.87 could come into play there. Let's talk pump as well. This thing's been chopping all day long, guys. This thing's chopping in a very tight range. What I can say here, pump traders, 37, this is still your support. You can test that area. We are getting reversal prints, but you can see they're very short-lived at the moment. So things are definitely a little bit tricky. Let's just give you a backup zone. If the market does shit the bed, Bitcoin goes to sub 100K. Where's your next possible bounce zone on this pump? And you're laughing, Jay. You're laughing. It's possible.
It is possible. I've got my limit orders. I'm ready for it. I'm just not sure I run out of underpants. I'm already going on your website right now, getting express delivery.
I mean, my God. But guys, if pump loses this level, this is going to be your next long zone. Rather be prepared than not. 346 into 34. Okay, be prepared in these levels. Don't be in a situation where the market capitulates and you're not ready to go. Okay, so we'll make sure these charts are in the Hackers Discord for you guys. Now, in terms of my farming here on Gravity, and I mean, geez, this thing is so choppy here at the moment. I took a little bit of profit on hype there at that 236 fib zone, but you can see we're just chopping around. Now, remember, guys, you can farm on Gravity with me. Just go into the show link, and remember, the more we trade here, the more points we earn for the airdrop. And then you're going to get an airdrop like the guys did on hype and the guys that on lighter and things like that. So I'm just surfing. I'm just farming here at the moment. Little positions up, down, up, down, up, down on this thing. Now, oh my God, everything's going to zero.
Yeah. Welcome to crypto.
Oh my God. Well, guys, I was going to give you a little lower time frame idea if you wanted to look for shorts. Basically, what you do is you go into your local zones. Here we are on the 15 minutes, and you look for your main rejection areas. And on the lower time frames, some of the best zones are going to be 618s and 786s. And I was going to use Brett as this example here for you guys, but you can see Brett is now dumping to zero. So let's see, maybe they are going to do a full wick fill. Who would have thought that we'd ever come back to full wick? Oh my God, here we go again. Here we go again. Oh my God. Okay, well, yeah. Trovia says short everything. But guys, okay,
just short the bottoms.
This is, I mean, it's insanity. This is what we're seeing. We're seeing tiny pumps in the market. We are barely scraping to those bearish 236 fibs, and that seems to be the current play here until we get that fear and greed index into filthy levels 10 to 19, somewhere around there. So guys, just stay patient. Okay, don't go too big. have some hedge plays running at all times. You can see I keep running hedge plays as we go, and sooner rather than later we're going to get this big reversal in the market, and then there's going to be energy for a week or two, and those that are still screaming bears, they're gonna suffer for a week or two, and then it will roll over again. So you need to just hang in there. And Cosmo says, what's below hell? Guys, I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure. But okay, let's talk XRP. So here's a short zone. Well, I mean, what I wanted to do was give you guys shorts. So I was going to say, if this market pumps, but it'll probably still be valid tomorrow. But if this market pumps, there's your short zone. Okay, so XRP 2.4 into 2.45. That's a relatively high conviction short zone for me there on XRP. So in terms of the oscillators, 2 hour is reversing. Granted, if we do fail, if this divergence starts failing, yes, then things are going to get a little bit ugly over there. So watch out. But in terms of a bounce zone, it should give you something in that area. For me, high conviction shorts, 2.4. That's a big zone there for us. And same with Bitcoin Cash. Look at this, chopping around today. Bounces off this region. Let's just see what we got out of this thing. A 3.7%. That's all they're giving us here at the moment. And now we're looking for moves to the upside and some kind of short. But you can see they are rinsing us at the moment. So geez, this is so rough. Jeez, dude. Okay, so guys, if you want to trade momentum, okay, what you can do is you can use this 200-day moving average as your exit plan. Okay, so if you want to trade short momentum, what you can do is you can look at it like this, and you can say, okay, I can be short BCH, could be a nice hedge. Close above 502 would invalidate it. So just look out. I mean, these guys can give you a screaming pump here at some point and come and take you out still. So just look out for that. But for me, a close above this 502 then could maybe invalidate some kind of short here. So look for that candle close up there. Maybe you're going to get some more downside. If you do get some more downside here on this BCH, just keep it really simple. And you're going to look at areas like that. Okay. 475. And you're going to look at 463. Okay, these are your next areas, your next obvious zones on this BCH. So if you're looking for a hedge play, 502, close above that, maybe a breakdown short. In terms of that, we got spider webs forming. There's a lot of reasons why at some point the bears are going to get rinsed here. Okay. Altcoin awaits below hell. I mean, yeah, possibly. 𝗬𝗰 going to hell.
It's definitely going to hell.
Link's going to hell. Aero, this could be a good one. Okay, so this was the plan I gave for Aero, guys. This could be a long opportunity coming. Here's our 786 at 7915. You might want to look at this one. Okay, so it's a few more percent down on Aero. This could tie in quite nicely with some kind of BTC drop. Look for a move here, bang. So you probably another 3% max. Look for some kind of candle, some kind of wick into that 79 region. That could give you something. In terms of a stop, you're looking at about 2 to 3%, give or take some kind of stop there. But that could give us a little bounce there. Let's see where we are on this BTC. Let's see what we got here. Where's this thing? There it is. It's hanging on. USDT is not looking good. Okay, the bears are smug right now. The bears will have their day. They will have their day.
We have a bit of news tomorrow, so maybe that might be our midweek reversal. We have ADP non-farm and PMI tomorrow, so and that could be something. Yeah.
And we got a court date.
Yeah.
So tomorrow is the reversal.
Okay. Interesting to see if that ADP actually comes through, though, because it hasn't been coming through at all during the shutdowns. So I wonder if that folder is just going to disappear, but we'll see.
If it does come through, I have a feeling that will be the reversal, yeah.
Okay, boys and girls, thank you. We go again tomorrow. Okay, you guys have got the levels. You know what to do. Just be safe out there. Small positions. When the momentum comes back, we party again. Okay, thank you, boys. James, is there anything you'd like to say?
Good luck, everyone.
So relaxing. Okay, guys, see you later.
Cheers.